Here is outfit of the day. This is my best attempt at doing athleisure wear. I dug some stuff out. You can see it's wrinkled because it's been shoved away in my closet since I bought it. I literally cut the tags off this morning to put this on. Why I had it, I don't know, but I just showed you. A whole pile of stuff that I'm pulling out of my closet and putting into the line of rotation, and it all can be classified under the classification of athleisure wear. I have been on Pinterest this morning looking up all the athleisure wear kind of combinations and how you put all that together. And so this is the start of outfit number one. It's like my first one. I'll be honest, for whatever reasons, I thought this shirt was a lot longer on me. So it is a little, it lacks a little coverage, but I'm not going to spend any money on this. I won't spend any money. I won't. Who am I convincing, myself or you? Okay, I have some leggings from when I was doing hiking and that kind of thing, so I'm going to pull those out later. So I'm going to spend a big part of my day trying to look at all my cottagecore stuff and put that away. Pull out all my athleisure wear stuff that kind of fits into that category and try to shift. And the reason I'm doing this is because I found out that I'm getting arthritis, and the way to stop arthritis is exercise. And I'm going to go into this later, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find something that's appropriate to put on top of this so that it looks all polished and pulled together. So this is how it looks. These are kind of like, they look gray, but they're kind of variegated, like white, black, gray. So there's all those colors mixed in with it. So I went through all my closets. I don't think brown would work. Okay, so I went through all my closets and I just pulled out anything I thought could work with the athleisure wear style. And now I'm looking for, one of the things they said was good were denim jackets. So I'm gonna go ahead and try on some of these. I tried on one and it was too short. It looked really ridiculous. I don't know, how does this look? Like tucked in, untucked, zipped up? Oh, zipped up doesn't look good. Okay, so take the collar out. I am by no means a fashion expert, so I'm just trying to find a way to look appropriate while still wearing clothes that allow my body to move around a lot when I need to move, because apparently I just need to move. I need to walk. I need lots of things. And so I'm looking at ways to look appropriate and polished while I do that. The problem is a lot of my clothes are too small because I've gained a lot of weight. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later too. So this doesn't look so bad. Does it? Does this look bad? I just don't know. It's so hard when you're looking at the Pinterest pictures. You're just like, oh, that looks easy. I could do that. But then you try to put it on your body and your body's like, yeah, no, that's not so cute. This one might work. Let's try this one. Look how tight it is. See, all my clothes are too tight. But I think I like this one. This one's really cute. It's funny, I don't even remember these because they've been so tucked away for so long. But I think this one's cute. I like this one. It has coverage in the back. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one. Let's see what it looks like zipped up. Oh, it snaps. Let's see. No, that's way too tight. Oh, okay. Up, too tight around the hips and it doesn't have one around the waist. That's kind of weird. It has a waist, like the thing that pulls it to be tighter around the waist. But anyway, okay, so I'll just wear this open like that. Now I need to look at handbags, but I'm not going to be leaving the house today. I have some other things I need to do. And so I'm going to be sticking around the house. But I just wanted to do like a fashioned, outfit of the day. So, and it's very, very, very different from what I normally do. So I'm going to go sit down, fix myself some herbal tea, and talk a little bit more about why I'm doing this. So where do I start? I guess the first thing I want to say is that I was going to make talking points for this, and I made the decision not to make talking points because I sort of want this to be kind of like you and me as friends, just chatting about things, life kind of things. And so I'm just gonna start. I went through a series of events, and I did talk about this a little bit in a previous video, and they all happened very quickly. I lost my father, and then maybe a year after that, my 20-year marriage came to an end, and that was not my choice. And it was really a very devastating blow on multiple levels, on levels of on security, on levels of financial stability, on levels of living quarters, on levels of self-esteem, and just there was a lot of damage done to me, both externally and internally. So I'll just leave it at that. And then right after that, my nephew that I helped raise was shot and killed by accident by my only sibling, my brother, and his father. And so that was really devastating to everyone, especially my brother, his father. And so then I had my mother witnessed it. It was in my mother's home, and my mother witnessed it. And after that, she just went downhill. Like, she passed away like 2 or 3 months after that. And so my brother wanted to sell our family home because of the tragedy that had happened in that house. So we did that. We made that decision together. I honored him and his not wanting to have that memory. And so we sold the home, and the home was built in the early 1900s. It was a Victorian home in East Sacramento, which is one of the oldest areas of Sacramento. And so we sold the home thinking that the people that bought the house would love and cherish it. So the house was built and had stayed in our family since it was built. So my mother inherited the house, and my brother and I were set to inherit it as well. And we made that decision to let it go. So because the area was such a prime area, the people that bought the house actually did not buy the house for the beauty of the fact that it was one of the first homes built in Sacramento. He bought the house to tear it down and develop the property. And so he tore down our home and and build like a $3 million house on the property. So that was really devastating. My brother at this point was staying with me because he was having such emotional issues and having a difficult time kind of pulling himself together from all this stuff that was going on. And you have to understand, at the same time, I really never got to mourn my divorce because all these other things started happening. And so they were just like right on top of each other, like bam, 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 bam. And so we finally got my brother situated in his own home back in Sacramento, where we grew up, where he felt comfortable. And so he had been there, I don't know, long enough to put in a garden, but not long enough to harvest his tomatoes and his peppers that he planted, because it was during COVID. So COVID happened and he was alone. And so some family members made the decision to just take him out for a drive. So they went out to a place where he used to take his son fishing, and they were having a really great day, and they were down in the creek, and they decided to climb up the ravine to go back to the car to get all the fishing gear and go down and go fishing. And while they were up at the car getting the ice chest and stuff out to go fishing, he slipped and fell off a cliff and died. I mean, I don't even know how else to say that. So now my brother's gone. So my father, my mother, my husband, my nephew, and now the only real surviving person of my nuclear family is gone. And all of this COVID's happening, and all of this, I injure my wrist and I'm off work for 2 years. 2 years I was off work. And so I kind of, when all that started, okay, so getting back to my original point, when all that started, I was kind of having some problems getting through the day-to-day life. And so my doctor decided to put me on anxiety meds because I was having a lot of anxiety. So I agreed. So I went on the anxiety meds, and so I was on the anxiety meds. I gained 40 pounds while I was on the anxiety meds, and that's pretty hard for me because I've always been a pretty thin person. And so I started thinking at some point, before I started going off the anxiety meds, I started thinking at some point that I just, when I started kind of coming out of the fog of all the tragedies that were happening, my hair I wore it long and dark, and so I decided, I want to just go light, maybe just go platinum. That might be kind of a nice change. Well, and I've talked about the fact that when that happened, for whatever reasons, the woman that was doing my hair at the salon either didn't know what she was doing or wasn't paying attention or whatever, but I paid her over $200 to fry my hair. So she fried my hair and it all fell out. So then I was like, I buzzed it off, and I'm growing it back out now. And I'm just kind of saying this because it's a very strange feeling to look at yourself and you don't look like you expect yourself to look. And that's really hard, and I'm getting used to it. Now back to the anxiety meds. So all this is going on, and I'm taking anxiety meds, and I make the decision that it's time to stop that. Number one, because I'm overweight and I don't like that. And number two, I just don't think I need them anymore. I do have ADHD, and it did control my ADHD quite a bit because it just slowed everything down. It slowed my thinking down, it slowed my thought process down, it slowed my physical movements down, it slowed everything down to the point where I wasn't hyper anymore. And I think that's part of why I gained the weight too. So then I was at work, and someone had left a rolled up rug in the middle of a walkway, and I tripped over it, and I fell and damaged my knee and my back. So I went to urgent care, and because you sort of have to do that in case there's any further stuff when you do that at work. You just got to get checked out. So I went in, I got checked out, and the thing is that there's no long-term damage in my knee or my back. However, they discovered I'm developing arthritis in my back and my knee. And so we didn't talk about that much because that's not why I was there. However, now I'm like faced with this whole other thing, change, this whole other change in my life, because I tend to be more of a hippie, kind of boho, kind of witchy, kind of spiritual person that wears long dresses and flowy dresses and overalls, and I just am loving that whole vibe, and I've been doing that since the 70s. Yes, I'm that old. And so that's another change. So now not only do I look at my face and my hair and my whatever, that's changed, and my life has changed. My entire life way has changed, because I still have children in my life, thankfully, but you know, I lost my nephew, I lost my brother, mother, father, husband. So it's like, those are the people that are really close to you, and so that has changed. Another thing that's changing is they changed the policies where I work. It used to be that if you worked here and you were able to be, if you qualified because of your position, if you qualified to have state housing, and you could live in state housing, and then when you retired or you moved on or you got another job or whatever, you could stay in the house as long as you paid market price, rental price. So that was all fine and good. So I had made the decision after my ex-husband decided to leave that I was just going to stay in the cottage, and I would just be here in the cottage doing my little witchy hippie stuff, having a garden, having my yards, all the things. And then they changed that policy and let me know that when I make the decision to retire, I'm going to have to leave. So that's a whole nother big thing in my head that I'm trying to like wrap my head around. So I've made the decision. I'm going to try, and I hope this works out. I'm going to try to buy some property and have a little tiny house built on it. And so that journey is coming in. Actually, I'm going to go look at property tomorrow. I don't anticipate having to move out of the cottage for about a year and a half, maybe. But I have to be prepared. I have to have somewhere to go. As you know, housing prices in California are exorbitant. It's insane how high housing prices are. So all of that to say that there's been a lot of changes in my life. There's going to be a lot of changes in my future. And so one of the things I'm doing is I'm downsizing all my belongings. And if you watch some of my old videos, you'll realize that I am a maximalist. Like, I am a Victorian, boho, whimsical maximus in my life. Like, everything. I have things, so many things, and those are the things that I love. I have them around me. I love lace. I love velvet. I'm sitting on my mother's velvet couch. I love, and there's lace underneath, doily underneath the glass on this, cut crystal, decanters. I mean, I love the whole Victorian boho vibe. And so this is going to be really hard, because not only am I kind of giving up my whole Victorian boho witchy vibe in the way that I present to the world, being in my attire, but I'm going to have to give up probably at least 80% of these things in my home that I love. And so today I'm going through my clothes. All of this to say, there's going to be a lot of changes in my channel, I'm sure, a lot of changes in me. Maybe not changes that I would have ever made on my own, but changes that I'm trying to accept and lean into to that new lifestyle, I guess, that I'm embracing. So as always, thank you for coming along with me. Thank you for tolerating me. Thank you for listening to me. And Yeah, we'll get through this together. It's a journey. It's just going to be a whole new phase of my life. It's going to be very different. I look different, like from my head, literally from my head to my toes. I look different. So, let's do this thing together. Stay whimsical, my friends.